edit that. Join me building AI workflow. Workflow for Claude Code, Codex, CLI. Let's save. Right, amazing. Hello everyone, and welcome to this video where I am working on improving the product flow, which is a open source task management tool, MCP task management tool that allows you to hook up tools like Claude Code, which at the moment I cannot use because I've run out of credits, Codex, CLI, or normal Codex as I'm currently using in here. So this means that I can actually cancel this one. I'm going to keep it nice and tidy. Gemini CLI if you want to, or Code Assist, whichever version you prefer. Or as you can see, I'm working now in Windsurf and I've got the same tool hooked up. So what we're working on now, and what is actually Codex working on now, is delivering one of the first tasks that I have in here in my epic. So basically I was working away trying to replace some of the workflows that I built basically manually using code. So if I would go into MCP and then source and tools, as you can see, I've got a bunch of different tools. Now there's different tools for different things. Some of the tools like create handle is basically just a handle, it's not actual tool. It's something that, because when you're working with AI, it kind of creates a lot of mess along the way. So I try to kind of categorize it, make it smaller files, which I think I went a little bit too far with that, but doesn't really matter because we are going to change the structure and the way it's working. And what I'm looking to do at the moment is basically make sure that we have two different sets of MCP tools, one being like a base core tools that communicate with the database, and basically these tools can create things in my database, like insert records to create my tasks, epics, projects, and so on, and then templates, which are basically either definition of objects, like you can see the task rule. Basically rule is set of rules that can be attached either to project or global set of rules that later can be utilized either by epic or task. And then we've got the new entity, which is basically workflow. So the way this would work is it would replace some of the existing tools that I already have defined in here. So basically, switch to Windsurf, sorry. Basically, we have multiple tools here, like, to create tasks, to create projects, update projects, delete. Actually, for delete, we've got like a standard tool, object, list objects like multiple, and then list single object that would give you the entire the entire, definition of that object being task, epic, project, rule. And then we've got a set of workflows that we have defined in here. And the workflows are more complex and they're more like, execute tasks. So this means that it will do things in steps. So it will load the project to the context, load the epic into the context, and then it will also it will do the same with the rules. But that is all defined as a single entity within the code in here. So I was doing some research around MCP and how it works, and apparently I figure out that you can register dynamically workflows and tools on the fly. So my idea is to keep the core tools as they are, but then create a GUID inside my project flows UI where I can define those workflows by myself. I mean, in here you've got like a blank canvas that will be reused later for something else, as I've been testing things out. Then I kind of created proof of concept already that registers the tool, but this tool basically doesn't, does not, it works, but I want to build on it and make it into basically like a pipeline-ish kind of workflow that is using React flows, so we can visualize it better and nicer and build on top of it. So yeah, as you can see, as always within that project, as soon as this project started, basically I have started using this project flows to basically develop on that project. So I've learned along the way with trial and error, and I've improved it as I was going along. So we've added many things like the parent relationship and everything else. So basically how we can relate the epics to each other, then that's interesting. Okay, so it's saying no project. That's something that I probably need to fix, as that's supposed to be linked to the project itself. Let's see actually if it's working, because it's a new development. So this should be project flows. Let's save it. Touch successfully. Okay, so we saved it here. I'm just going to close it off, open it again. Interesting, it's just showing the parent in here, but it should be showing the epic. Look, never mind, this is a bug that kind of thought that I fixed it, but because I had to roll back some changes, probably I reversed that. Oh, excuse me, that change. So that needs basically fixing again. But a lot of that code will need to be rewritten again, as we're still working with AI. There's still some places where things need to be improved. So basically, entirely that project has been built using the AI, and mostly it was jumping between Codex CLI and Claude Code. On occasions, I was also working with Gemini Code Assist, but I'm not using it that much these days. And of course, WinCef. So WinCef is a kind of probably secondary fallback most of the time after my credits run out. And as you can see, from time to time, I like to work with Codex. And actually, a lot of time, I was working with the Codex before the release of Claude 4.5, as it was actually performing well, a lot better at the time when there was issues with Claude Code 3.7, I believe, or 4.0, can't remember. So we're executing basically our install React Flow library and create basic workflow canvas component. So this is what it's doing now on the Codex side. And actually, if we look at what we've got here, we've got our task that was created using actually Cascade in WinCef. So basically, I mumble to the microphone, explain basically what I want to do, and ask it to create an epic, and then it went off and straight away created the tasks for that epic. So that's all, as you can see, using our project flows MCP tools. To be honest with you, I kind of trusted it and didn't even go through most of it, which normally it's a kind of 50-50. Quite often it works well, but sometimes it's just doesn't. So my advice would be to always review basically everything in here. Make sure that when you're using project flows, the idea is you still kind of want to review each epic, each task before you start working on it. That will give you a chance to make sure that it basically, the agent that you using to execute it will do exactly what you want to do. So files changed. We have some development here. Right. Right, so this is templates, so I kind of should be right. So let's go to Cascade and let's mumble to microphone again. So basically you're saying that you replaced the workflow page, but if you did, I was imagining to see the execute task workflow being present in there and being able to see it. Why is that not the case? So we don't want the terminal. Okay. So we've got the workflows that he did. Okay, so okay, so I think it's doing something. Not sure what exactly it's doing and why. Is it not doesn't have nodes and stuff and whatever, but it's displaying something as well, which is fine. The only thing I kind of want to make sure is okay, is doing something else. Okay, so the way I see it is that the current workflows page should have the workflows listed on the side menu, so I can select it, and then the entire middle part of the page should be the canvas displaying the workflow itself. Can you make this change? So it looks like it didn't pick up that correctly, and kind of probably my fault for, as I said, I didn't go through all the tasks that were created within that epic. But anyway, it's done, really good job so far. Anyway, it's just not exactly what I wanted it to do. Okay, so it actually is going to update the epic, make sure everything is updated there, which kind of makes sense. Oh, because I've done it in the wrong place. Okay, let's go and do it there. Right, so it kind of done something. We have the definitions in here, which I'm kind of like, it's a good start. Log task. Now let's wait for it to do whatever it needs to do. Okay. This is kind of interesting. What it's trying to do is definitely not. So I've got the one flow canvas. Right. In the meantime, as it's working on it, let's figure out actually, does React Flows support Tailwind CSS formatting? So that's good. I'm hoping that we will be able to it kind of done a little bit what we wanted to do. Okay. Right. So yes. Right. So this is still not what I wanted it to do, and I'm going to stop it there. And you know what? I'm going to okay, so this is more like it. So I am going to literally right, so we ask it to do it, it kind of updated everything. Right, I still trust in Codex, although I could actually start a new session and just execute it with you know, the new updated task with this. But you know what? I am going to just discard, and we're going to start fresh. So we've got package. I'm going to keep it because it's React Flow and I want it. So there's no point for me to do it again. But in here, we're going to go in again, task manager, expand our tasks. Right, so let's quickly go and see what Okay, so already in okay, so it kind of seems like it's corrected what it's supposed to be. I'm going to switch it to agent, and let's try to execute it again. Unfortunately, it didn't work the first time, mostly probably due to me being lazy. But let's have another go. If that go is not working, then I mean, I think I'm gonna go with Cascade. Right, so let's stop it. Right, carry on. I will switch back because I want to keep working in Epic. Oh, carry on. Rather than creating a branch per every task, these tasks seem not to be too big. Yeah. So I'm thinking to implement the entire Epic within one branch. Right, it does insist, yeah. Right, fine. I keep it in the task. Maybe not a bad idea. Although Codex CLI is quite nice, I still think it works a lot slower than Claude Code, Claude 3.7, or Sonnet 3.5, 4.5. But let's watch the paint dry together. So I'm going to switch to the workflow page, and hopefully we're going to see the changes soon. Right. In the meantime, we can have a look, implement custom workflow node components with icon and card styling. So yeah, that will be the second one. and then we've got add node, creation, editing, and connection. Yes, that's good. And so basically, yes, we've got everything covered in here. Right, let's go back to workflow. I don't think he changed anything yet. He's doing a lot of inspections and stuff, which is on one hand quite good. Workflow storage service. Interesting. I think I will be workflow storage service. This is quite interesting. I'm thinking workflow editor. There's definitely a lot of stuff that has been created here. That we will need to later consolidate. So what we want to do is execute task workflow. Okay, so we're looking for, right, so let's actually give it a little bit of a context. This is what we are looking to recreate in the new workflow page. And now but as workflow, not form. Right, and install So start with the side menu that is showing list of workflows from the table, and in the middle main canvas. We need node edge representation of this workflow. Right, so right. I'm actually going to switch. Yes, so make sure that all the tasks reflect this. So basically, as you provided the picture, we want the side menu to look as it currently looks on the page. So basically, don't change that in terms of the functionality. Just make sure that we can have list of workflows and button on the top to create workflow. Look at other pages like task list and see how it's laid out over there in terms of the side menu. Then the middle part of the canvas or of this page, of the workflows page, should be basically the the React flows representation of that workflow. Then the next steps as we have the tasks should be basically making that entire thing work perfectly. So basically making sure the nodes and the edges are working correctly. They are formatted using current format standards and everything else. But focus on the first bit first in the Epic 1060. Make sure all of it is aligned. Revise the Epic 1059 and then all the other tasks within it. So what do we have? Okay, let's see. It doesn't look like it's go in the right direction, but let's have a look. I think it's going totally wrong direction. For now, I'm just gonna cancel that. I don't know what's going on today with Codex. It's most likely me and the prompt. But I'll tell you what, I'm going to wait for the update to the Epic finishing. Then I'm going to actually have a look at transform the code. So this kind of makes a lot of sense, isn't it? Yeah, so you've got all the CRUD operation, everything is, yeah, that makes sense. Update task. So what we're updating? We're updating task 160, so that is updated. Okay, and it moved on to another task. Let's wait for it to finish actually. Right, most likely it is me who's not communicating well to Codex, but for today I'm going to leave it as that. Maybe because, okay, fine. I kind of think this might be to do with the simple fact I'm still doing. Okay, so I've got that updated. Okay, perfect. Bum, 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 bum. Everything is done. Right, let's create new one. And in here, I'm going to say just execute task 1060. And I will let Claude Sonnet 4.5 do its thing. Actually, I'm thinking this should progress quite quick. So I'm just going to open it in here. And we've got everything set to code. Yes, let's do it. Actually, yes, let's go. I like it the way it planned it. I think maybe the windsurf and the visibility of planning is what is making it better, but you know. Okay, so right, we still don't have anything in here. So I imagine because it's working, yes, it's updating all of it now. So we've got like loads of lint errors that we're going to fix soon. Right, so what do we have here? Right, I don't even know what is the React resizable panels. And if we need to use it, but it looks like why do we need a split view layout? Okay, so right, let's stop it. Right, we already have a side menu where you could put the create workflow button and list existing workflows. So I don't know why you haven't used the current side panel that is already on the workflows page. So again, investigate and adjust, because what you've done so far is not exactly what was expected. So let's okay. Okay, so right. 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 First of all, go and have a look how other pages manage the side menu, because that's how you're supposed to do it here. So look at the list tasks and task boards, or task list and task boards pages, and see how you can implement it in for the workflows. Basically, I don't need the header of the workflow, the label, I just need the button in there, and then I want you to list all the workflows that are currently available in templates table. So make sure you do that before you move on to the rest. Okay, so let's see. Pum, pum, pum. Okay, nice, nice. I like it. It looks similar. Then we've got the workflows. Yes, I wanted to see the workflows in there, but it's not showing me the workflows. Fine, let it deal with the lint error. Still not showing. Let's go back to, ooh, okay. Yes, so it kind of looks good. We go create workflow button, which doesn't do anything, but that's fine. But it's still working. Okay. Okay. It's working. I think another issue might be basically the scale of the task that I gave it to. Okay, so it claims it's done its work. Unfortunately, I can't see anything. So the workflows page shows me just a blank white page. Let me inspect it. Right, so yeah, so there's a lot of errors. Copy console. Have a look at the errors from the console. Right, so workflow canvas, let's need to fix some stuff. Again to, oh, it's showing something, but it's not showing the workflow. Okay, fine. Okay, so let's try that. Right click. Where's the refresh button? Right, I'm actually going to just refresh. Have we? Skip. Kill my instance. copy console. Let's try this. Right. Well, there should be a template. Okay. Right, so we should filter tables where there is okay. Property type. Right, so this means that we need to clear npm run dev, reload, nice. Yes. So it's sorted. Okay. Inspect. Let's copy console and let's carry on. So we get in somewhere. Let's go to restart or refresh our workflow. So I'm liking it very much. Oh yes. Right, so this is a lot better now. Right, so now okay. Right, so review task 1060 or 1060. Make sure that we have everything done and dusted in terms of progress of this task. So I have now the workflows listed on the side. I can select the workflow. It does show the workflow canvas, but it's empty. I know it kind of works, but doesn't have any nodes. So it looks like it's not emitting the nodes from, well, basically the structure of the workflow itself. It's showing 0 steps, which I know that there is steps in there. There should be 6 steps. So we've got that. Yes, this looks good. This looks really, really good. Minus. Yes, this is amazing. I think we definitely got everything we need for the current state, minus the looks. It doesn't look nice. But we can fix the looks at any given time. Yes, we got 6 steps. Can we move it around? We cannot move it around. It's unlocked. Okay, fine. Right, this is good. This is good. I like it. So I got condition, condition. We probably want to improve the way it looks. Let's actually go in to settings and the bright mode. Select this and everything looks good. It respects the dark bright modes. Everything is amazing. It definitely needs some work, but it kind of is really good. So the conclusion is that I need to still work on the task, as either it was too big, I just didn't want to do what I wanted it to do, and I had to re-explain and work with basically the agent to make sure it does what it's supposed to do. But other than that, I think we arrived where we wanted to be. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.